When I started writing Heartache, I wasn't really thinking too much about anything. Really, I was at work. A lot of times some melodies will just pop into my head and I'll start singing. So I started kind of singing this melody and it was a good melody. And I was like, dang, I don't want to forget about this melody. So I pulled up my phone and kind of embarrassingly like sketched this melody into my phone. I have two people working on both sides of me, and I'm sitting here like trying to make it not super obvious that I'm singing this melody into my phone. The sun don't shine, and the tears don't fall. Then later on, when I was able to actually get away and go to the break room to like record an actual kind of voice note, so I wasn't nervous to kind of be singing around these people, but I went over to the break room and there was janitors in there, so I ended up just kind of like singing shyly into the phone anyways. When the sun don't shine and the tears don't fall, a little bit embarrassing, but obviously it worked out. The words kind of came after I sketched the melody. At the time, I was kind of going through this time of like, I felt like I had just gotten off of a super like emotionally high point in my life, and I kind of came down to this feeling of like nothingness. I don't know that necessarily I was thinking about that at the time, but I do know that like in hindsight, that's kind of how I was feeling, and the melody sort of shaped what I was saying. It was just like, when the sun don't shine and I kind of like, started feeling like, okay, when the sun don't shine and the tears don't fall and the moon don't rise, so like nothing is happening. In that moment, everything is frozen. I was kind of thinking about that and I was like, well, what do I want to happen in that moment of like nothing? And one of my philosophies on life is that you can't really experience the best things in life without also experiencing the worst things in life. And so my head kind of went in that direction, and I started kind of thinking about, well, in that moment, I want to feel everything. I think prior to that, even though I had that philosophy on life, I really didn't think about it that hard. I wasn't really like considering the fact that like I can't keep running away from the pain, because the pain gives you so much wisdom and so much, ironically, it gives you so much joy on the opposite end when you get to the other side of that pain, because you've been through it and you know what it's like to be down there. In the moment of feeling nothing, you are trying to kind of jolt yourself into feeling something. Life just has a way of hurt, and that's one thing I know for certain. I'm not trying to run away, cause I was never scared to feel the pain. I'm scared of never feeling it at all. The lyrics and melodies kind of evolved over time to be what they were. They didn't just start exactly where they were. The only thing that really started where it was the chorus melody. Walk by, all your closest friends can't lie. It's Mount Everest, just like nothing gets through you. Something like that. That day that I worked on it, I'd initially gotten through about chorus 1. So like I went through verse 1 all the way to the chorus, and I had gotten done all the lyrics and stuff like that. And then I kind of just let it sit. The longer I kind of let it sit in my demo drive, the longer I was kind of like getting obsessed with it. And it's funny because I recorded the guitars in like a really garbage way. Like I just like set a mic up like so close to my guitar because I was just trying to get the idea out, but I set the mic up super close and I just cut off all the low end, and I ended up getting a really cool tone. And that's one of the things that a lot of people mention when they listen to that song is the guitar tone on that song. But yeah, there's no one way to approach writing a song, and there's no one way to approach recording a song. I think that I just spend a lot of time hoping that I might get lucky, and that takes a lot of preparation and just kind of allowing yourself to let your mind wander and do what it does. And hopefully at the end of it, you come out feeling something.